Let's get right into it. Number 10, the tongue taste map lie. Remember that diagram showing your tongue divided into neat little sections? Sweet at the tip, salty on the sides, bitter at the back. That entire map is complete garbage. Your tongue can taste everything, everywhere. Scientists have known this since 1974. So, where did this nonsense come from? A German scientist named David Hannig published a paper in 1901 showing some areas were slightly more sensitive to certain tastes. And I mean slightly. Then, in the 1940s, a Harvard psychologist named Edwin Boring misinterpreted his graph when translating it for an American textbook. One bad translation later, and every elementary school is teaching kids complete fiction. Want proof? Put salt on the tip of your tongue right now. You'll taste salt. Number 9, your blood isn't blue. How many times did a teacher say deoxygenated blood is blue, pointing to the veins on your wrist as proof? Wrong, your blood is red. Always red. When it's carrying oxygen, it's bright cherry red. When it's returning to your heart, it's dark burgundy, but never blue. So why do veins look blue? It's an optical illusion. Red light penetrates deeper into tissue, while blue light reflects back more easily. Your skin is tricking your eyeballs. The textbook diagrams made this worse by coloring veins blue just to tell them apart from arteries. Here's what should end this debate. Anyone who has donated blood has watched it flow from their vein into a tube. What color is it? Dark red. If blood were blue until it hit oxygen, you'd see it change color leaving your body. It doesn't. Number 8, diamonds don't come from coal. You've heard that saying. A diamond is just coal that did well under pressure. Sounds inspiring? It's also completely wrong. Most diamonds formed over 1 billion years ago. Coal formed from ancient forests maybe 300 million years ago. Diamonds are older than coal by hundreds of millions of years. Diamonds form about 90 to 150 miles underground, where temperatures exceed 1,000 degrees. Then volcanic eruptions shoot them to the surface. Coal forms just a few miles down. It never gets deep enough or hot enough. The carbon in diamonds came from deep in Earth's mantle, possibly trapped there since our planet formed. Coal just becomes graphite if you squeeze it hard enough. That's what's in your pencil, not your engagement ring. Number 7, Napoleon wasn't short. Teachers love using Napoleon as an example of a little guy with a big ego. The whole Napoleon complex is named after him. Except Napoleon was about 5 feet 6 inches tall. That was average or slightly above average for a Frenchman in the 1800s. Where did this myth come from? British propaganda. When Napoleon threatened to invade England, British cartoonists drew him as a tiny, angry figure. James Gilray created Little Boney around 1803 and drew Napoleon as a child, throwing tantrums. Psychological warfare through humor. The confusion got worse because of measurement systems. Napoleon's height was recorded as 5 feet 2 in French units, but the French inch was longer than the British inch. Convert it properly, and you get 5 foot 6. Also, his personal guards were required to be tall, so he always looked small next to them. Number 6, the Great Wall of China isn't visible from space. Your teacher probably said it's the only man-made structure visible from orbit, except you can't see it. Astronauts have repeatedly confirmed this. China's first astronaut, Yang Liwei, admitted in 2003 that he didn't see it during his flight. Here's the problem. The Great Wall is long, about 4,500 miles, but it's only about 20 feet wide. That's narrower than many highways, and it's made of stone that blends into the landscape. From the International Space Station, you can see cities, airports, and highways because they contrast with their surroundings. The Great Wall doesn't. This myth dates to 1932, when Ripley's Believe It or Not claimed it was visible from the moon. Apollo astronauts confirmed you can't see any man-made structures from there. Number 5, you have way more than 5 senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, touch. Aristotle came up with this list over 2,000 years ago, but scientists today count anywhere from 9 to 33 senses. You have proprioception, the sense of where your body parts are without looking. Close your eyes and touch your nose. How'd you know where it was? You have equilibrioception, your sense of balance, thermoception for temperature, nociception for pain. You sense hunger, thirst, time passing, and acceleration. Your skin has different receptors for pressure, vibration, and temperature. Aristotle didn't know about any of this. Schools kept teaching five senses because it's simple, but you're walking around with an entire sensor suite that goes way beyond the basics. Number 4. Columbus didn't prove the Earth was round. Every Columbus Day, kids learn he sailed west to prove the Earth wasn't flat, while everyone thought he'd fall off the edge. This is almost entirely fiction. Educated people in the 1492 already knew the Earth was round. Greek philosophers figured it out around 600 BC. Eratosthenes calculated the circumference around 240 BC. What was Columbus actually arguing about? The size of the Earth. He thought the planet was way smaller than it is. Spanish scholars correctly calculated that Asia was too far for his ships to reach. They would run out of supplies. Columbus got lucky that the Americas were in the way. The flat Earth story was invented by Washington Irving in 1828. He needed drama, so he invented an argument that never happened. Number 3. Einstein never failed math. This is the ultimate comfort story for struggling students. Even Einstein failed math. It's motivating, but completely false. Einstein mastered calculus before 15. His report cards show he was top of his class in mathematics. When shown a newspaper claiming he'd failed math, Einstein laughed and said he never failed in mathematics. Where did this myth come from? In 1895, Einstein took an entrance exam for a prestigious school. He failed, but not because of math. He aced math and physics, but bombed botany and languages. He was also only 16, 2 years younger than most applicants. Also, his Swiss school reversed their grading system in 1896. Suddenly, ones were the highest grade. Someone probably saw transcripts full of ones and assumed he was failing. He was getting perfect scores. Number 2, you don't need to wait 24 hours to report someone missing. This myth comes straight from TV crime dramas. Someone's missing, they call police, and the officer says, "Come back in 24 hours." That's never been actual policy. It's a dangerous lie that has cost real lives. Police departments across America have stated there is no waiting period. You can and should report immediately. Every hour that passes is critical. Leads go cold. Evidence disappears. A New York detective called this myth the #1 biggest problem in missing persons cases. Minnesota passed a law in 2009 requiring police to immediately begin investigations because families were waiting to report. This myth was invented by TV writers who needed dramatic tension, great television, terrible real-world advice. Number 1, cracking your knuckles doesn't cause arthritis. Every parent who told you this was just annoyed by the sound. There's no scientific evidence connecting knuckle cracking to arthritis. The most famous experiment was done by Dr. Donald Unger, who cracked only his left hand every day for over 50 years. Never cracked his right. After 6 decades, neither hand had arthritis. No difference? He won an Ig Nobel Prize for this. What makes that popping sound? Your joints are lubricated by synovial fluid. When you stretch your finger, you create negative pressure, causing gas bubbles to form and pop. That's it. Same thing as opening a soda can. Some studies suggest habitual cracking might slightly reduce grip strength. But arthritis? No connection. Arthritis is caused by wear and tear, genetics, and age, not by popping bubbles in your finger joints. That's all for today. If your teachers confidently taught you any of these myths, you're not alone. Schools are slow to update, and old wives' tales get passed down for generations. I'll be making more videos like this, exposing things you were taught that turned out to be completely wrong. Subscribe so you don't miss them.